Hey, in this video, I want to talk about 3 mistakes that make a woman ignore you, right? 3 mistakes that will turn her off, that will make her lose attention and interest. Now, the first reason why women ignore men is because of behavioral mistakes. You're doing something which is going to make her pull away from you or lose interest. Perhaps you display needy behavior. Perhaps you're giving her too much validation and attention. Perhaps you're submitting to her frame, and what I mean is you're a man, you're masculine, and you're submitting to a woman's feminine frame. You're allowing her to take the lead, you're allowing her to control the relationship. That is a big mistake. If you do that, she will lose interest in you and she will start to ignore you. That's something very important to consider. Also, a lot of guys have no problem face to face. Actually, everything's fine, but they start making behavioral mistakes on the phone. Right? They become too needy, they become too desperate, they let their insecurities leak through, because the phone is a great way for women to test men. And if they start to notice that you're making these small behavioral mistakes, a woman's going to start to test you more. They're just naturally going to start probing for weakness, because women, they are attracted to strength. The second reason why women ignore men is because of the way you communicate on the phone. Maybe your banter's not that smooth. Right? Maybe you've got problems communicating. You're trying too hard. You're being too enthusiastic. You're sending too many messages. Right? You're not allowing her a chance to respond to you. She's sending you a small amount of messages. You're sending huge paragraphs. This is a mistake. You've got to mirror her communication style. If a woman's sending you a very small message, you send her a small message back. If she's taking hours to respond, you take hours to get back to her too. Don't make the mistake of trying to over-pursue or compensate for her not being responsive or her not messaging you that much. I've seen it so many times where a woman's really into a man, but the man makes all the classic mistakes when they're not together. Right? When there is that space and that distance, he starts to over-pursue. He starts to let his insecurities and anxieties come up. She didn't say good morning. He gets upset. He calls her out. She didn't say good night. He gets upset about that. She forgot to say I love you. He's upset about that too, right? The phone brings out insecurities, so you have to be aware of this and contain it and control it. This leads us on to the third reason why women ignore men, and that is because you're too needy and too responsive. Too responsive is just being too available. You're too desperate for her attention. You want her too much. She senses that she has high value in relation to you. And if she senses that you have low value, she's going to look down on you. She's not going to find you attractive. Women want to be with high-value men. They want to be with the top 20% of men, right? So this is the way that women behave. They are naturally drawn to the most attractive person they can be with. Men are no different. We want to be with the most attractive woman we can be with too. That's the eternal struggle. We're always looking to be with somebody better. We're trying to find the best match possible. So if she senses that you're weak, right, it's not about a physical thing, because generally, if you're interacting with a woman, she's interested in you, it's not a physical problem. It's a behavioral problem. It's an attitudinal problem. It's an anxiety issue. It's something you're doing in your behavior that's turning a woman off and making her ignore you. And when women start to get turned off, they naturally go into test mode. And test mode is when they start to probe for weakness. They're looking to find weakness in your behavior. They're looking for a reason to exit the relationship, a reason to confirm that they're making the wrong choice to be in a relationship with you or to consider you as a partner. Now, if you're experiencing this yourself, if a woman's ignoring you and you want to know how to fix this problem, I highly recommend you get a copy of my book, Atomic Attraction. It will show you everything you need to know about generating high attraction in women and how to get her obsessed over you. You can pick up your copy today by clicking on the link below. And don't forget, I do Skype, phone, and email consultations. You can book a consultation with me on my website, developattraction.com.